All right, so in this video, we're going to review some of the scanner methods that are available to input different types of values. So we'll start a new file here, touch using scanner methods.java. That up, public class using scanner methods. Public static void main string bracket args. And now we're ready. So it's often helpful to start a program with an output statement that says what the program is for. This program demos scanner methods and skip a line. So the first thing you have to remember when you're using a scanner is that it's a library object. And so we have to add a statement at the very beginning of the file to import the correct library. So this imports the scanner object so that you can create them and use them in your for interactive input. So we create a scanner by saying the type, the class, scanner, and then a name that you make up. Call it keyboard. Some people will call it console. We call it terminal window. Call it anything that makes sense to you. And then you follow that with an initial value, which is creating the scanner. So this creates the scanner. Oops, I left something out. New. So this right-hand side here, that creates a scanner object connected, sort of, to your keyboard. This part here, on the left-hand side, attaches a name to the scanner object, so you can use it. So the name here is KEYB. So several methods that you can use to actually perform input, and there's a few little sub-steps there. First sub-step is to say what the user is supposed to enter, and we'll generally use print with this so that it comes out as a prompt. And let's say want to say we want a number of shuttles running to the airport. So you put a little message to your user something like that. And the phrasing of this, right, is flexible. I can say, give it as sort of a statement here, enter the number of shuttles, or I can say something like this. Phrase it as a question. What is the number of shuttles? End with a space, right, because we're not going to end the line with the prompt to just stop where it is. All right, so now the next statement is where the input is actually going to happen. So we need a statement something like this, keyboard.next int. All right. That's going to cause execution to stop and wait for us to enter a number. But the number we enter has to be stored in memory. And that goes on the left. So generally, it doesn't have to be a new variable. It generally will be, say, num shuttles. So again, name of your variable should reflect what what the value is for, so you can make sense of things later on. So now you have a complete input sequence, with what we call a prompt and an input statement, and use it for processing. Print line. There are so in this case we're just echoing back the number that the user provides. We haven't done any calculations yet. All right, so let's run just that. Okay, what is the number of shuttles? Let's say it's 3. There are 3 shuttles. Okay, so the value that I entered here is stored in memory for subsequent use. And now it can be any number. When I run it, I don't have to give the same number each time. All right, let's say we're computing how many people we can take to the airport at once, and one shuttle holds 12 people. Right, so int num people per shuttle equals 12. I want to calculate how many total people I can bring. Right, so total people is number of shuttles times number of people per shuttle. And then we'll say the result. What is the number of shuttles? 2. Okay, well then I can bring 24 to the airport. Let's put people in there. People to the airport. Clear is a command you can use in the terminal to start over again at the top. So recompile because I made changes. Re-execute. Number of shuttles is, say, 3. I can bring 36 people to the airport. Run it again. What if I have 5 shuttles? I can bring 60 people. All right. What if I just have 1? So the idea of input is that your program can handle any number of cases, and just you can compute different results for different inputs. So there are different kinds of methods you can use. This part here, we call that a method. That's the next int method. If your value is a double, there's a different method. Suppose I have double distance to airport. Keyboard dot next double. So again, we have a little typo there. Should be keyboard. There we go. Notice when I double click the symbol, it shades where I've used it previously. That's very handy. So next double, this is going to stop execution and wait for me to type in now a value with a floating point, fractional portion. What is the number of shuttles? 4. Oh, okay. Well, what's going on? It's not telling me what to put. That's because I didn't put a statement in here. Whenever you have a input operation, you want to precede that with a print. So it's waiting for me to type something. Airport. There we go. I'll phrase this as a question. So the prompt is an important part of it. And you see, it'll work without that, but it's an important part of it because otherwise your user, right, is not going to know what sort of input to provide. Right? It's just going to be evident that the machine is waiting for something. You're not going to know what. So recompile. Rerun. What is the number of shuttles? 2. How far is it to the airport? It's about maybe, let's say it's 9.5 miles. Okay, and then the program ends. Okay, so I didn't do anything with this value. If we say, all right, let's say double speed equals, say an average speed of 40 miles an hour. So we calculate now how long it would take. So suppose we want to calculate how long at an average speed of 45 miles an hour it's going to take to get to the airport. I'd say double time needed in hours would be the distance divided by the speed. If we wanted to convert that to minutes, time in minutes, multiply time in hours times 60. And then we can then display our result. System.out, print line, at speed, miles per hour. That'll take about time in minutes, time in minutes, minutes. Compile, run. Okay, what is the number of shuttles? It's 1 shuttle. How far is it to the airport? Let's say it's 9.5 miles. At 40 miles an hour, that'll take about 14.25 minutes. Okay. All right, now notice this line here scrolls off the screen. You can make your window bigger, of course, but not too many lines will go that long. You can also split a long line across 2 lines in your source code. Okay, so each statement doesn't have to be all on 1 line. So this is now 1 statement spread across 2 lines. Sometimes it'll make it easier to read.